Walking now up James Street towards Dublin Castle, despite the fact that the castle is an amazing structure, great preservation. It has no frontage onto the streets in Dublin, so the entrance into it is quite hidden. It's just up there to the left with a glass structure around by the AIB Bank. And what I want you to look at here is the dip in the road. Now, this dip in the road marks the location of the Puddle, which was very wide in the medieval period at this stage, and it went around the castle forming a moat. We're going to go into the castle now, where I'll continue the tour. This is the secret, almost, entrance into the castle of Palace Street. And as we walk along here, we're following the line of the Puddle River that I mentioned earlier, that encircles the castle and was reused channeled into a moat, so a big city moat about 8 metres wide and probably as deep. So underneath my feet here, marked in red, is the line of the river, and this is packed full of organic material that is full of artefacts. Amazing preservation, probably down to about 6 metres in depth, and probably bits of structures, revetments, sluice gates, etc. The archaeology on here would be fairly spectacular. And as we look up, we see the castle. We see the record tower, the south-east corner tower of the castle. So here we are in Dublin Castle, and as we look around we can see there's nothing really of the medieval castle left here except for the internal space. This is the original courtyard of the castle, and the castle was rectangular in shape with big corner towers, and just there where we have the entrance, the right hand side, the cut sandstone, that was originally a massive double D gate with a drawbridge that went across the moat. The River Puddle ran around the base. We're going to show you that in a second. But this is essentially the interior of the castle, and this is how big it was. And it was a very monumental castle, built mostly in 1204. But we do think, research by Sean Duffy suggests that there was the construction of the original tower first. Hugh de Lacy might have been responsible for it, and that Henry II had given him an instruction to build a strong tower first, and that the thought is that it's the Birmingham Tower that was the original tower, and that is the south-west tower. We'll be looking at that now. This is the Records Tower. But quite recently it had records kept it. The top of it has been added, and this is the southeast corner tower, and you can see how monumental it is. But that is medieval. It's been refaced at the other end, but you can see the medieval build of the Calp limestone. They're quite clear. There's some work's being done on it at the moment. So that is the records. We are at the rear of the castle. I'm now walking along the line of the moat that ran around the castle, that was created by the Puddle River running along the base of this wall. And you can see there, this is the record tower we were just looking at a second ago, and it's been very modernised as we go along here, but the base of the Birmingham Tower does survive, and that's where we're going to go next. Excavations in the northeast corner also found the base of that tower, which is preserved in an undercroft that you go visit, and where you can also see the Puddle River there, and also excavations were carried out at the double D gates that I mentioned on the north side, where they found the foundations. In the southwest corner, the Birmingham Tower, you can see the base of it there is clearly medieval. It has repair in brick, but there is a distinct batter, and you have the city wall coming out on one side of it, and of course that encircled it and ran all the way along. We think the castle was on the site of an earlier dune, some sort of fortification that probably had massive stone banks that were stone clad, because they did find such a bank during the excavations in the northeast tower. So there was an original fortification here, probably built as part of the 10th century defended dune. And if you look through the archway there, there are the remains of a stone tower. It's not really visible at the moment, but you can peep in and have a look. And that tower is an earlier building, earlier than the castle.